The COVID pandemic, besides being a major health event, has brought to the surface additional issues that people have to face and worry about, like food insecurity. To address this, some communities in New York City have adopted a revolutionary idea that started at the beginning of this year. Community fridges have been installed on the sidewalks of some neighborhoods, and there's a simple rule: take what you need and leave what you can. The fridge is there either way 24/7. It all started in Brooklyn, when members of In Our Hearts New York City, or IOH, a collective of groups and individuals working for the community, installed the first refrigerator back in February. Thaddeus Umster, a community organizer, was part of it. He has been a member of IOH for 15 years, helping and developing projects for local communities.
I've been on the lookout for a commercial fridge where we could store things like at my house, like during the week. And when we found a fridge, so we went to Bushwick, we picked the fridge up, and when we got there, it was like, oh, this fridge is huge. This isn't going to fit in the house, but we said, we'll take it, so we took it. And it didn't fit in my house, so we just had it outside. And this was February 8th. And then the same day, somebody showed up about an hour late with a whole bunch of food for the food share and no one to give it to. So it was like, all right, well, I guess we're doing this. And within a couple hours, that fridge was half empty. It was totally full. It had like 12 to 13 boxes of produce, and it got emptied out real quick. And that was when it was like, all right, there's a serious need. It's more than we expected.
Since February, 75 fridges have been installed in neighborhoods across New York City, like Brooklyn, which has the most with around 23, and Manhattan, which has around 15. Jennifer Sanchez, a political science graduate and an Elmhurst native, brought the idea to the neighborhood after finding out about other fridges in the city through IOH.
I did a little Brooklyn community fridge tour early in June and completely fell in love with the idea, completely understood the need and the necessity of giving free food out at a 24-hour service, 24/7 service. So when I visited one of the community fridges, I was able to meet one of the organizers there and really get a really good understanding of how one can start a fridge and how it actually becomes sustainable on its own.
Elmhurst was one of the neighborhoods hardest hit by the virus when New York City was the epicenter. The Elmhurst Hospital Center, one of the largest in the city, was at full capacity. In addition, Elmhurst has a big migrant population, mostly from Asia and Latin America. Jen reached out to others in the community through social media. A group of people interested in the project joined up, including Valerie Zorrilla, an urban studies major and also an Elmhurst native.
I think this was the beam of hope that people needed, just a reminder that we're in this together,
Zorrilla says it's a way to help vulnerable people in her neighborhood.
Because of the failure of the government not being able to provide more money or even money to undocumented people, this was something that has, I think, significantly helped others.
These fridges have had such an importance because they are addressing key issues that affect New Yorkers every day.
3 issues or 3 goals that we've decided to focus on are food insecurity. We don't want anyone to be hungry or be lacking access to nutritional food. We want to eliminate food waste. We see the earth as something that provides to us, and we don't want to waste that. And then we want to build community. We want stronger, more autonomous communities that are resilient and don't need police and don't need help from the city or government or big foundations or rich people. We're not waiting for some charity to come along to save us. This is about communities doing for themselves.
I like to think it was a domino effect because we started in an area, in a community, that needed it the most, that was on the map already. All news coverage was covering Elmhurst Hospital. There was already talks about Elmhurst, but never in terms of mutual aid and aiding the people.
The community has been very involved, donating food and volunteering to participate in taking care of the fridge or just picking up food to bring to the shelves. Valerie remembers the excitement of the day they announced the fridge.
There was
a couple people like passing by, and I told them, then they went back to like the laundromat or something, and then within like 3 minutes a group of people came with plastic bags just to come and receive some food. And then a guy that lives like around the corner, without saying anything, he just started helping, like distributing, and like from 10 a.m. and we finished at like 10 p.m. It was breathtaking to see that this wasn't like everyone's waiting for a call of action, you know, to see everyone like have like a collective like lift and solidarity in the community, and just like empowering like that my community is capable of this.
But not everyone was happy with it. The fridge was here behind me for 2 months, but in September it was unplugged.
So the business owners for all community fridges, what they do is offer us the electricity. That is their donation to the initiative. They don't really do anything else besides that unless they choose to. We were surprised as much as how many people show up every day, and also not just show up to get food, but how many people are dropping off food at the same time. Other people besides the core group. So with that, because the business host wasn't aware of what they were signing up, it became a little bit just too messy with like just cleanliness. I mean, again, we're still living in COVID. The pandemic is very much real. I think just because of that, those differences, we had to like step away, and then they had to also back away too.
As of now, the main goal is to make sure the fridge is more sustainable in order to keep it full for the long run, not just day by day.
Well, that's one of the biggest things right now through like the partnerships with local businesses. So that's one way. The second way, which is the way that I like to like go and really think about sustainable, is the garden, is to start planting our own food and veggies and treating this as a problem, treating the root of the problem instead of just like the surface level.
We want to have more, localized action. We have relationships with grocery stores in the neighborhood, with bakeries in the neighborhood, with restaurants in the neighborhood. And just by doing local pickups, we're able to keep the fridge full.
With the coronavirus striking again in many places, the role of community fridges becomes more meaningful in trying to solve different issues through mutual aid and community efforts to help each other. For NYU, this is Camila Hernandez.